Hey guys, Wendy here to talk to you about the Statue of Liberty. It was absolutely amazing to get to go to New York City. The first time we went, we were not able to actually go to the statue. This time we were. It was absolutely breathtaking. We've seen her sister in France when we traveled in Europe several times. So it was really cool to actually see the original, the one that's actually in New York Harbor. So a small little fact that you may or may not know, something I did not know, she is actually on Liberty Island. Ellis Island is actually next to Liberty Island, which is where the statue is. Never knew that. It's in the New York Harbor. She is 305 feet tall from ground to torch. Her weight is approximately 225 tons, and she is made of copper. And of course, she was a gift from France in 1886 to the United States to celebrate the centennial of the American independence and the friendship between the two. The dedication of her was in October the 28th, 1886. She became a national monument and a state park in 1924. So let's talk about the symbolism. It was really amazing to think about. We took the boat ride, the ferry out there, and to think about the people coming from Europe to the United States and what they got to see. I've lived in the United States my whole life, and I was just amazed. She's just absolutely beautiful. But thinking of these people and thinking about what their future would be like, their fears, their concerns, their optimism, their hope, not knowing. Some people came over just by themselves, whether it be a woman or a male or families or single people. So it was really cool to think about, what people were feeling as they came up to that. So if you think about this symbolic, the torch represents enlightenment and liberty, lighting the way for freedom. That's really cool. The crown has 7 rays, symbolizing the 7 continent and the 7 seas. And the tablet is actually inscribed with July the 4th, 1776, which is the date of the American independence. And there's broken chains at her feet, symbolizing the end of tyranny and oppression. So it's really cool to get to actually see. Now, there are multiple different levels that you can visit. You can actually do the boat and just go around the island and actually not go on the island. So that's option number 1, and that is a free ride that you can do. You can get on at Battery Park and get on a ferry and then actually go over to, it actually stops at Liberty Island, and it also goes to Ellis Island and then back to Liberty State Park. Tip or strategy: get there in the first trip of the day. Now when we got there before 9 o'clock. That's when our trip was on the ferry. So you have to go through airport like security. You have to put all your bags in through a metal detector multiple different times. Security is very tight, obviously, and so then you have to be in line at the time of your boarding, which ours was 9 o'clock, and then it allowed us to be able to get on the ferry and go over there. 9 o'clock, there was hardly no crowds. But by the time we came back, which was like 10:30, 11 o'clock, the crowds were quadrupled. So get your tickets ahead of time. Important tip to hear for the Statue of Liberty. You can get just the Liberty Island. You can get the crown access, or you can get the pedestal. So the pedestal allows you to actually go up into the actual museum, which is underneath where the Statue of Liberty is, and watch my video on the Statue of Liberty. It was an amazingly clear day that day. The pictures look completely photoshopped. They are not. They are true. So that's why I put some pictures of me in there. But they look really fake. To go to the crown, in my video, you'll see a picture of what the steps look like. It is a circular staircase with one side going up and one side going down, and it's 162 steps. We chose not to do that. So just make sure that you check out my video on the steps, because it is, if you're a taller individual, it is very cramped. And you know, it is probably an amazing option to go and look out the crown, but the windows are very small and there's just not a lot of room there. So I think by just going on the pedestal, it's enough of a view that you can take in, that you can see all of that. Okay, and then they have Ellis Island, and they have an amazing museum where you can see how people lived once the immigrants came in. They do have an area where if you had ancestors that came to Ellis Island, you can pay a fee and then search for the records and print stuff out that way. But something I wanted to also state is that there is also a place that's very small next to where you get on at Battery Park, and it's called the Castle Clinton National Monument. And that's actually where my ancestors came in. That was before Ellis Island was actually built. So when I went to check out my ancestors, they were, I could not find anything there. So our ancestors actually came in through Castle Clinton National Monument. And just a little bit of history. Well, I'll save that for another video about Ellis Island. So anyway, so it was an amazing opportunity to get to see the Statue of Liberty. I highly recommend that you take it, go in the morning so that you can enjoy it all without as many crowds. Okay, thanks.